So picture this, it's Florida. The sun is blazing as it always does, palm trees are swaying, probably trying to get a better look at the action. And Donald Trump, the man himself, is descending upon the Sunshine State. He's expecting a party, right? A hero's welcome. Red carpets, cheering crowds, maybe a complimentary orange juice with a tiny umbrella. This is his turf, his adopted home, the place where he officially became a Florida man. He probably had a speech ready, full of all the classic hits. We're winning, it's gonna be huge, nobody's done more for Florida than me. You know the vibes. He's thinking it's just another Tuesday, or whatever day it was, filled with adulation. He's probably practiced his wave in the mirror, that signature point and nod move. He's got the tan, he's got the confidence, he's in Florida. What could possibly go wrong? This state has been pretty good to him, politically speaking. It's where Mar-a-Lago stands, looking like a golden palace, a testament to, well, a lot of gold. So, as his motorcade, probably longer than a CVS receipt, rolls towards the planned rally venue near the coast, the expectation is pure, unadulterated MAGA love. The air is thick with anticipation, mostly his. The stage is set, literally. But here's the thing about expectations, especially in politics, especially with Trump. As Trump's motorcade neared the rally point, a picturesque coastal park in, let's say, Palm Beach County, something was off. The usual throngs of cheering supporters were there, yes, but they were being slowly, methodically, and silently enveloped. Imagine a tide, but instead of water, it's people. And these people weren't wearing red, they were wearing orange. Bright, unmissable construction cone orange, thousands of them. At first, maybe the campaign thought, oh, a new color scheme? Bold choice, Florida. But then they got closer, and the vibe was definitely not bold fashion statement. It was something far more pointed. These weren't your typical protesters, the ones you see on the news with angry signs and loud chants. No, this was different. This was eerily quiet. The orange-clad crowd, stretching for blocks, was predominantly made up of senior citizens, Florida's famous retirees, the very people who are often portrayed as his unshakable base in the state. They stood there, silent, holding simple handwritten signs that read, "Our nest egg, not your piggy bank, protect our Florida, not your profits, we remember your promises and the villages say no more." It was a sea of silent orange disapproval, a stark contrast to the expected boisterous welcome. Now imagine you're one of the actual supporters, decked out in your MAGA gear, ready for the rally. You've got your flag, your hat, maybe even a Trump-themed inflatable. You're pumped. Then, this orange wave starts to crest around you. At first, confusion. Are these our people? Did we miss a memo about the dress code? You'd see them looking at each other, shrugging. Some might have even tried to start a USA, USA chant, only to have it swallowed by the overwhelming, almost unnerving silence of the orange-clad seniors. It's hard to cheer when you're surrounded by what looks like your grandparents giving you the silent treatment on a massive scale. The media, oh, the media were having a field day. Cameras swiveled from the sparsely populated official rally zone to the vast expanse of orange. Reporters, initially briefed for a standard Trump rally story, were scrambling. What is this? Who organized this? Why orange? Microphones were thrust toward the silent protesters, who mostly just held their signs higher or offered a polite, firm shake of the head. Their silence was their statement. It was more powerful than any soundbite they could have offered. It forced everyone to look, to really, and to ask why these people, of all people, were there. It was a masterclass in grabbing the narrative without saying a word. Even the local law enforcement seemed taken aback. They were prepared for noise, for clashes, for the usual political ruckus. Section 4. The Don's disbelief. Trump confronts the unexpected. So, Trump arrives. He's in his car, probably scrolling through Truth Social, looking at pictures of himself. He's expecting to see adoring faces pressed against the window. Instead, he sees orange, miles of it, and silence. At first he probably thought his eyesight was failing him. Are those pumpkins? Did Halloween come early? Who approved this color scheme? Fire them! You can imagine the scene inside that armored vehicle. Confusion, then annoyance. Then, that slow burn of anger when he realizes this isn't a welcome parade. This is something else. Something not good, for him. When he finally got a clearer picture of what was happening, thousands of senior citizens, his supposed rock-solid base in Florida, silently protesting, the reaction was likely pure, unadulterated Trump. First, disbelief. This can't be real. Section 5, Florida's double-edged sword, a complex relationship. Florida. For Donald Trump, it's more than just a state, it's a symbol. It's his official residence, his escape hatch, his political laboratory. Mar-a-Lago, his winter White House, isn't just a fancy club, it's the heart of his post-presidency operations. He moved his whole life there, officially becoming a Floridian. He courted Florida voters relentlessly. He held massive rallies there. He talked about how much he loved Florida and how much Florida supposedly loved him back. It was meant to be his fortress of solitude, his impenetrable base of support, a place where the adulation was always on tap. Historically, Florida has been a swing state, a political battleground where elections are won and lost by razor-thin margins. Think back to 2000. Bush versus Gore, hanging chads, lawyers descending like locusts. Florida knows political drama. Section 6, Echoes in the Everglades, the immediate political fallout. The moment those images of the orange wave hit the internet and the news cycle, boom, it was everywhere. You couldn't escape it. Cable news channels, which had probably planned for a sleepy afternoon covering another predictable Trump rally, suddenly had breaking news. Pundits were tripping over themselves to offer hot takes. Is this the beginning of the end? Has Florida turned on Trump? What does orange mean? The speculation machine went into overdrive. It was the kind of visual that political strategists dream of, if they're on the opposing side, or have nightmares about, if they're on his. Social media, of course, exploded. #OrangeWave, #Florida Seniors Speak, #Silent Protest Trump. These hashtags started trending worldwide. Memes were created faster than Trump could deny them. People shared pictures, videos, and their own interpretations. Some praised the protesters for their courage and creativity. Others, predictably, echoed Trump's camp, crying fake news or paid actors. But the sheer volume of conversation, the undeniable visual evidence, made it hard to dismiss. It was a grassroots movement that had, at least for that day, completely outmaneuvered a political machine known for its media dominance. The silence of the protesters was amplified into a global roar online. Political opponents naturally seized on it. See, even Florida is tired of the chaos, one might say. Section 7, Cracks in the Castle Walls, Future Tremors for Trump. So what does this all mean for the man, the myth, the Mar-a-Lago resident? This wasn't just a bad day at the office. This was a potential tremor, a sign that the political tectonic plates might be shifting. One protest doesn't necessarily topple an empire, but it plants a seed of doubt. It shows others that it's possible to challenge, to dissent. For Trump, who thrives on unwavering loyalty, an event like this is damaging. It hits him where it hurts, his image. If seniors in Florida can organize such a potent display of disapproval, who's next? It raises questions about the true depth and breadth of his support.